everyone. This is Cindy Harrison, your host of Paint with Heart. I'm here today to show you how to do an easy silhouette, not the old-fashioned way when you used to stick your child against a wall sideways and shine the bright light on them like they were being interrogated. You know, remember those days? That's the way we used to do it. But now I'm going to show you how to make it a lot faster and easier. Also, I'm incorporating some calligraphy, a short calligraphy lesson, and I hope everyone will enjoy it. In the meantime, I'd love to introduce you to my bestie, Melissa Reyes. 1 second.
Hi everybody, I'm Melissa Reyes. I'm here in the studio in Southern California, and I'm happy to be here with you on Paint with Hearts.
And what is the word of the week today?
Friendship. Just like you and me, besties.
Yep. And our anniversaries this week. We've been friends for a year.
Best friends forever.
And it seems like it's been forever, hasn't it?
Yeah.
In a good way. In a good way. In a good way. So let's get started. I don't know what kind of surfaces you all have, but the surface I used was a piece of wood. And let me turn the camera around so that you can enjoy my desk and not my face. There you go. So I have a piece of wood that I sealed it, sanded it, and then put about 2 or 3 coats of white paint on it. And after I got the white paint on it, I put it aside to dry. And I have a photograph of Melissa that I actually took by her being on FaceTime on the computer. And I did a screenshot. Now on a Mac, on my computer is a Mac, I can do a Control, Shift, and the number 4. And then it brings up a little circle with cross lines in it. And I drag that and take a snap of my desktop. And that's how I did it. Now, if you don't have that ability, then you can always take your phone or any camera device and take a picture of someone's face from a side view and capture this silhouette. Print it out in the size that would fit your surface. And now you have your base for a line drawing. 2 ways of doing this from this point would either to be trace it onto tracing paper, like I did here, or putting it against a light object, a light box, or the window with the sun shining, and then trace it onto another piece of paper. On that, take this and put this on your surface. Now, for me, I'm not gonna do Melissa a second time. Sorry to say, I don't need 2 Melissas. But I'm taking an old cigar box that I painted with white paint, and I'm taking my line drawing and I traced my line drawing onto my surface. Now, obviously, we're not going to put in all the details because we're doing a silhouette and it doesn't need all the eyes, details, and stuff like that. But I did put in a few lines. So trace that onto your surface. And then what I'm going to do after I do that is fill this in with black paint. Now, when I do my silhouettes, not only do I just don't go straight and fill it in with black paint 100%. I mean, if you did, it would, you could fix it. What you want to do is leave these graphite lines free from any paint. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to load my brush with black. When I come in, I'm going to stay away from that black line, from that graphite line. Leave some of that white showing. So when I come on this side, one side can be directly against the black line where the other side has to be away from the black line. And then they can meet below here. So it shows you the outline of that ear. If you cover the whole thing with black, you can at this point go back to the white and put that line in, but it's always harder to put white over a dark color than it is to put dark over a light color. Make sense? So I'm just gonna go around leaving some of that white showing on one side of the line and then painting black up the other side. And by the way, this is my cat who just passed away.
Oh, Mickey.
Mickey, yeah.
That's so sweet.
He was a love. And Mickey was black, by the way. He was a black and white tuxedo cat. I understand that most tuxedos, that most people that have ever met a tuxedo cat say they're all the same demeanor. They're all very friendly and loving. So if ever someday I decide to have another cat, I probably would go and have another tuxedo cat. Although I've always wanted, I call it a money cat, calico cat. I've always wanted a calico cat, but some people who have them say they're not as friendly. Now see where I got too close and I'm losing some of my black there? I can either go back with a clean brush and wash some of that away. And then I got my white line back again. And you want to try to be as consistent in the thickness of your lines as possible. Mickey had the cutest little black nose and little black lips. I don't know why I was so fascinated with his little lips, but I was. They look like little leather. I don't know, it's just cute. But I never could touch them because, you know, well, you don't touch that. They were cute. So yeah, it gets done. Now, if you're doing hair, like when I did Melissa's hair, she has her bangs over here. Even though it's hard to see, I know they're there. So you can kind of see the hair comes like that. And she has a part here. So that's why I went with the hair that everyone thought was Elvis, because that's her bang. Her bang comes over like that. And then you draw lines of the hair that comes in different directions. Make sense? Doesn't that look like Mickey?
Yes. Well, Mickey looked like a little black cat, except he had little white whiskers and he had cute little. No, that doesn't look like him.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought about the white whiskers and the white eyebrows, but I'm like, you know, they won't show up on white. So,
right.
If we wanted to do them, we probably would put them in black, just so that they would show up. But we're not gonna. We'll just have to pretend he's kind of hairless. But I'm happy with that. It looks like a Mickey.
It's adorable.
So we have to blow dry this, or while this is drying, go and take out this pattern. And what you're going to do now is you're going to cut this outline out. Try to stay as close to the original drawing as possible. Keep both the cutout and what you cut it out of. Does that make sense? We keep both the positive and the negative, and I'll show you what I did. So I cut her face out, right? And then I kept this piece that I cut her face out of. You'll also probably want to cover, after you cut that out, cover the area where your painting is, because we are going to get messy. You all know how much I love that.
Wait, what did you just say? We're gonna get messy?
We are gonna get messy.
Isn't there a method by which you can reduce the amount of messiness to yourself?
You can wear an apron.
And what else? Is there a something you can do to protect your hands from getting messy?
Oh, wear gloves. Pink gloves from
like
TSA.
Those plastic gloves?
They're very versatile. I've told you that.
What about, yeah, or just any kind of clear plastic gloves?
Yeah. Always have a pair of clear plastic gloves. I don't even like wearing gloves though, because I feel like my hands suffocate when I wear gloves. So I kind of, I grin and bear the mess. I embrace the mess.
You heard it here, ladies. Ladies, gentlemen, children, friends, foes. She embraces the mess.
I embrace the mess.
It only took me a year to convert her to the messiness side, but it happened.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Welcome to the messy Paint with Heart.
That sounds a little sinister. Wow. My comic relief.
Well, the good news is on the back on my video production side over here, the video looks amazing on Facebook.
Awesome.
I'm getting some great practice in. So
Comment?
far, no, and so far I have no audio at all. So I've deleted it and started over twice.
Uh-huh.
But I did learn that I can do it privately, so I'm not like, alienating a bunch of people. So that's why there's no comments.
Hence why there's no comments, right?
Yeah, only I can see it right now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna just keep trying. So that's why I'm kind of popping in and out. So appreciate you. Just
keep it to yourself. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, besides you're recording, so this is still going to be the way we are always doing it.
We will always have the Zoom room, yes. We'll always do it in here. However, if you have friends that are like, we don't want to be live on the computer, we don't want our faces shown, although on Zoom you can still hide your face, that's not a problem. But if they even don't want to I don't think it's a download of Zoom, but if they don't want to be on Zoom at all or launch the Zoom program, they can go over to Bubbler Media in the future and we will be there as pre-recorded replays a week.
Right. Well, the thing that sold me the most on Bubbler Media, ladies, and tell your friends and let this spread around, is because those people who like to watch programs like this on their widescreen television in their living room or in their bedroom or whatever, our Paint with Heart now will be able to be cast onto your TV, just like your Netflix or your TV programs when you watch replays or whatever. So it'll make it really easy for you to see it on a bigger screen rather than just your computer. So that's going to be really cool, I think. So whether you're in Zoom or you're watching on Facebook, you'll be able to do that.
I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't want your face to be shown, just, switch off your video, but you could still be here with us. The live interactive experience is not going away, but it'll be open to more people. So it's kind of cool. And I'm especially happy for Cindy because I think that'll bring more more one-on-one customers for you to teach, and more people to your website, and more ability to reach more people for your books and all your products. And that makes me happy.
Makes me happy too. Okay, so as you see, I have this mask. Well, it's not a mask. I have this cutout of paper that I put over Mickey. And I'm going to take the pieces of tape and I'm going to twist them back on themselves. And then I'm going to stick them underneath the areas where I don't want that to come up. It's not necessary to do it all over, but it's a good practice to get it in a few places. Oh, see, like that's popping up now. There we go. So I've got it down. Now, you're going to pick colors that are either your BFF's favorite colors or your favorite colors. If you're keeping this and you want to put it on your wall or on your bureau or something, use the colors that you appeal to you. In my case, I'm going to go and I'm going to use some greens. I picked 3 greens because his eyes are green. So I'm going to go with 3 different greens that match. The ones I had picked for Melissa were all of these bright colors because I'm a purple pinky, but she likes the orange and pinky. And, you know, these are just, they all just blend together. I mean, like those would be my favorite colors. And she's more in that area. So that's how that worked. But
okay.
Well, don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, so you're combining our colors.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought it did at the time. But Mickey had green eyes, so I'm gonna do the green. Now, I'm gonna put out a puddle of each of these colors. Don't put them too near each other on your palette. And take out either a fan brush or a big round. So I have this round here, but I also have this fan brush. Now we're also going to take out, if you have one of those pipettes, I recommend everybody should have some kind of an eyedropper or a pipette. And what I'm going to do is pick up some clean water and put it in my puddles of paint and loosen up that paint a little bit. Do you have a pipette, Melissa?
Oh, sorry, I forgot I was on audio. I'm sorry, clearing my throat here. Okay. I believe we have some of those around because Lido uses them too for his crafts or whatever, his little things.
Cool.
I don't have any in my studio right now. I probably could use some of those.
Yeah, it's always good to have to pick up the water and put it into your paint puddle. So I'm going to show you what it's like if we use a fan brush. Okay, if you use a fan brush, and this is where you should always cover your area. You leave small Let me show you. Can you see the dots? You leave these small dots.
And when you hold it up like that, it really does look like Mickey.
It does.
Oh.
Okay, but what I want you to do is leave splatter. So in order to do that, I am going to go over to, now this is hard to do. I'm going to make a mess for sure. Okay. You're going to load up this brush with some water and pick up some more, depending, because I didn't dilute this a lot. Okay. Now I'm going to flick my wrist. And see the difference? It's leaving spatter patterns rather than dots, like the fan brush. So then I'll go pick up the next color and flick that down. And you have to wear an apron or old yucky clothes, because this is when you really do get dirty. Stay high off your surface.
Is this how I ended up having a little tongue sticking out?
Yes! It is exactly how that happened.
Really accidental, huh?
It was. Can I control this? I cannot control this.
True to the art form, Cindy did not correct that little mishap.
I was gonna, and then I said, nah, I'm not gonna.
Because that looks so real.
So that, I swear, is what Jackson Pollock did. He put up a big canvas and he just started flicking paint everywhere. What fun. And this is also a great thing to do with young children, because my daughter runs a 3 to 6 year old program at our local Montessori school. And she took her kids out in the summer. She did a whole week on art and artists. And she took the kids out into the parking lot and she gave them every other parking space. She put down a big piece of construction paper or, you know, drawing, sketching paper, and she put a rock at each corner of the paper. And then she had a blank car spot, and then the next car spot would be the second child, and so on and so forth. She gave them a bucket, had buckets of paint between them, and they could go dip their brush in the paint and start spattering paint everywhere all over their piece. Oh my gosh, they had so much fun. And what they came up with was so beautiful. So anybody can do it. Anybody, anybody. And then you call yourself an artist. You really gotta flick it hard. It doesn't come off. Change the direction of your arm and it will change the direction of the spatter.
Can you hear me now? Oh, you can hear me now.
I can hear you now.
Okay, I found out something. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this with the blow dryer. And then we'll move on to the next step. And if you didn't already know, I also have another program. Melissa and I are on this new adventure. And this next program is called Create This. C-R-E, the number 8, this. And it is opening us up to exploring all the other mediums, all, you know, paper products, making cards, making gift boxes, making anything that doesn't have to do with painting. We'll do it over there. And that's going to be on Friday nights, right, Melissa?
That's right, Cindy. And now there she goes with the blow dryer.
I will mute myself.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now I am enjoying seeing that. I think that the little green splatters kind of filled in my mind where his whiskers and things would be, you know, kind of cute. So if this works, I might have figured out my audio problem, but I'm still missing out one little thing. It's so much fun. I'm sorry I'm not painting along with you, but I am having fun playing along with you, if that makes any sense. So
I'm anxious to get it on the create this because I have cardstock and stuff and I'm not sure how to make them cards, believe it or not.
Oh, I can't wait then. That'll be wonderful for you to join us on that.
Yeah, me too. I have a lot of stuff around that I can use for that. That'll be great.
As well,
go ahead.
As well as your other, the bubble. What's the other one? The bubble.
Well, it's all on Bubbler. It's Bubbler's
yes.
TV channel, and so you can find us there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty darn cute.
He does look
adorable.
Okay, let's try a little calligraphy. First and foremost, in my case, I want to make it straight. I don't want my letters being any wonkiness. So I'm going to take my T-square and I'm going to abut it up against a straight edge. Now, if you don't have a straight edge, you have to find what your straight edge is. If I want to hang this heart, this up here is the straight edge, so I bring it down and go according. Okay, so that's why I did that like that, because that was my straight. I went according to this. So measure down from that and be straight across. So let's go over here. And I'm going to take my chalk pencil. And I'll put a line there, and I'm gonna make it probably, I'm gonna do it about 1.25 inches, the width and a little bit more of my ruler. So I do have 2 lines there, not that you can see them, but you can kind of see them. So I start with that.
Here.
How you doing, Ophelia?
I'm doing good.
Where are you at? Let me spotlight you to see what you got. Oh, very nice. Is that a grandchild?
Yeah, he's 6 years old.
Oh, that's so sweet. Very
He's, where's my eyes?
He doesn't get eyes today. But
I know.
I like your spatter design too on it, so that's awesome. Okay.
Well, what I did is I tapped the brush across my fingers.
There you go.
And it splattered real good.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. That's great. Okay. So now put your lines where you're going to put his name or grandson or whatever there. And then make sure your puddle of black paint is fresh. There are many kinds of brushes that will do a lettering job. And I have a round brush. You can do a round brush, or a liner brush probably would be. A liner brush that has a good point to it. Because I'm thinking this one's a little splayed, it might not have a good point to it, so that might not work as well as I would like it to. You also have a flat brush. I can find a good size here. I'm thinking a 4 or a 6, maybe a 6 in this case. And the next one is actual lettering brush. This is a lettering brush. It is the same as a flat, only it's really long haired because it will hold more paint and flow. You can get longer strokes out of it. So that's what you, but I will use it with this. I will show you all three. How's that? I will show you all three. Okay, let's draw. I'm going to start with an M. For Mickey. Now, there's several books you can go to or you can Google online, but there are books like this, Hand Lettering Made Easy by Deborah Beagle. There's also Hand Lettering for the Decorative Artist by Jackie O'Keefe. And in them, they have all kinds of lettering, different styles. And she shows you how to do it inside the book. So the one I'm looking for is a little simplified. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with that one. Let's start with the flat brush. And that's not the way that, pick up the black and have it a little bit diluted. You want some water, but not a lot of water. And if you have too much, go over to your paper towel and tap it out. A good way of practicing your letters are put a piece of acetate or a sheet protector over those letters. Take your paintbrush and start to paint. Always, I do on a 45-degree angle for these letters. So my brush is at a 45-degree angle. It's not straight up and down. It's not straight across. It's on an angle. And we're going to follow her arrows. And then you remove your acetate and see how well you did. So practice that on either acetate or a sheet protector. And when you feel comfortable doing it without her help or anyone's help, then you can go ahead and do it. So mine, I went and added a different hook to it. So I'm going to go up on the chisel because I'm at a 45-degree angle, and then they come down on the broad. Up on the chisel, down on the broad, up on the chisel. The eye, if you want a little hook, just go up on the chisel. Letter C, you can go, always pull the brush towards you. Try to pull the brush towards you. Down, down, up. C. Letter K. As I'm doing Mickey, of course. The letter E is like a C. Each, it's not just one stroke, like a C. You don't push the brush and go around like that. Each stroke is its own stroke. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. Mickey, so Y. Now, if you want to do a curly Y, then you would go like this on a 45-degree angle, like that. Reload, come back, go like this, and then bring this down. That looks way better than this one. Don't look at that one. Oh, and we forgot the eye on. dot on I. You can curl the K, have it come down like that. You can give each of these a little hook. So many different things you can do, but if you want your E to be more rounded, just round it. And it's kind of thick, but you get the hint. So there you go. You have a lot of ways of keeping. Remember to keep your pencil, your paintbrush on a 45-degree angle to your lines. Let me show you with a round brush. Okay. When I load the round brush, I'm going to load it flat. See, that is, you can see that. That is the flat. That's a chisel. Do you see the difference? Again, start at a 45-degree angle. Let's do flat, chisel, and we're going to go flat, flat, and this would be the narrow, flat, and chisel. It kind of goes back to a point, and of course this should not be as far down. I would have my lines here, and that would help me guide my distance. The more pressure you put on it, the more thickness you get to each letter. Put a little hook on it, come down, in, out. The paper is eating a lot of the paint up. Okay, let's see, an E. More moisture. And the Y. So if you want a narrow line, you'll want the chisel edge will give you the narrow line when you're doing the little hooks on the letters, and the more pressure you put, the flatter it'll get. And you can, I mean, it's like, see how I can get thick and I can get thin just by the pressure I put on the round brush. On the lettering brush, it holds more water and it holds more paint. So you can get longer strokes with that. So chisel,
I don't
flat,
know if I got one.
chisel, flat, chisel, flat. And you can put a little chisel on these as well. That's what's nice about this brush, is it stays together. Your I, your C, your K. Okay. So yeah, so see how, I mean, it's just practice, that's all.
Practice makes perfect. Yeah. I took calligraphy when I was a little girl. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Yeah, well, you know, our what do you call it, parks and recs, we had a really great park where we had a lot of different courses and little classes and stuff, and my mom would sign me up for everything, and I took a calligraphy class and I loved it. My sister did calligraphy and was very, very artistic with hers. She had a style that you could identify that was definitely hers, and that was really long before we had all the fancy fonts, right, that you could get on computers. It was just really, you pretty much just had some standard fonts that you would see. So hers was really beautiful, and I learned the standard ones, but I always wanted to have my own kind of style. So I think it's neat when people have a handwriting that is, you know, kind of unique to them. But in my family, my mom was really, really, and maybe this came from a generation or I don't know, but she learned how to write in a specific style that was the proper way to write handwriting and printing. And my dad also, being an engineering background, you had a very specific way to do handwriting and printing. And so, you know, it was interesting to see that style of handwriting and cursive and, you know, calligraphy develop in my family, and everybody have their own little style of writing.
I think you have a beautiful style of writing. I love your penmanship. Mine, not so much, but I love but I know what you mean, because my mother has
slanting a certain way and making the letters a specific way.
Yeah. Yeah. My mother has a certain style too, and she's appalled at mine. My lack of style, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my letters on here. Make sure you have a little bit of meet that.
It's beautiful. M for Melissa. It's from
Melissa.
It's from Mickey.
But it can be from Melissa too.
From Ms. Melissa.
Mickey loved Melissa.
You know, I don't know if anybody here knows about my little relationship, my cyber cat friendship.
Yes.
But since we're celebrating Mickey, I didn't know. That's Cindy, I have to say, got a little emotional this morning and was dragging her feet about getting ready for the show. And it was because, and I didn't realize that she was going to be using Mickey as her example. And I thought she didn't want to draw me, but now I know why.
I already drew you.
She already drew me, and so she wanted to draw Mickey. And it's sad. Mickey was 19 years old.
17 and a half.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was going to say 17, and then I thought that was wrong. I thought you had said 19, which was really old. But 17 and a half is still, it's extremely old for a cat to survive and to be, you know, that's a long time to have as, you know, your companion. And he was such a great cat.
He was equivalent to an 89-year-old woman.
Well, man.
Anybody.
Well, you know, he was your pal for that long and grew up with the kids, 17 and a half years with your kids. That's their lifetime.
We got him at 6 weeks old. I stole them from the family. They don't like you taking them away from their mother until they're 8 weeks, but I couldn't wait.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you really raised him, and our relationship is mostly, I mean, we've gotten together and vacation a little bit, but mostly online at our computers and our desks and talking like this. And Mickey was always around, and my cats come around too, and I shoo them away. But Mickey would be sitting on the desk or coming up to the computer, and I would talk to him, and he would react to me. And we had our own little relationship. And then when, you know, he started getting sick, she would send me pictures of him, and I would talk to him, and she would play my recording to him, and his little ears would perk up. And, you know, it was really sweet. And we just kind of, I shared in her love for him. And so I think it was very, very special, because I think you can tell a lot of people care for things, but it's very private. But when you get to be in on that really intimate relationship with someone and their pet, it's very special. So I felt honored to be with you at the end, and that was very, very caring of you.
Well, he recognized your voice, and
yeah, he did. He probably heard it a lot lately.
the hours that we spend online, right?
Yeah, he was so sweet. Cute little kitty.
Yeah, it's always take off your excess that you don't want there. And
see how easy she could have fix that little one where I'm going like this.
There we go. Okay, so now this is, this is all well and good in itself, right? This is fine. You got a name, you got an image. It looks kind of blah, right? Blah. So let's spice it up. And I'm all about the color theory too, which I like to introduce every now and again. I put greens over here, whereas on Melissa, where's the Melissa? Come to me, Melissa. On Melissa, I have all these like 6 colors, right? Well, guess what? The name friend has 6 colors, 6 letters, 6 letters. So each letter, I can do this, find my way over here. Each letter has a different color. Now, how did I do that? I used a liner brush. And I put the liner brush, I pick either, I pick the bottom, and you can pick the left side or the right side to add your, whatever you want to call it, your accent color. So if I were to do this one, let me get my view back here. I'm going to take the lighter green with some water in it, and I'm going to pick the bottom, and 90-degree angle is a much better way of attacking this. Take the bottom, stay on the white. Hard to see? Yes, let me get some more paint here. See it now?
Yeah, I see that.
If you do the bottom, be consistent with the width. So you can, if you're not sure, just do all one side first. And I'm gonna also go on the bottom here. So if I bring it right down on the bottom, as it starts to go up, you trail off. Don't go all the way, don't follow it all the way. Let's see, I did left side. Let's do the left side here. Go on the bottom where it trails off. So see how that works? Oh, now I'm going to do the left side of this one. You don't do the tops and the bottoms. You don't do the left and the right. You just pick one option. And those were kind of the color of his eyes too. And see how that just makes it, it just pops it, I find anyway. So on this, we'll do the left and underneath, and we'll go underneath here, do the left and underneath. Always remember what side you're on. Up, left side and underneath. Oopsie, I should have done that there. That's why you don't do both ways.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's funny that you said that, because I was just gonna say how impressed I am with you for doing the lettering with paint, because you've shown me a lot of different ways over the years to transfer lettering using your computer, and not wanting to use your own handwriting. And here you are taking this ancient way of writing and transferring it using paint with paintbrushes, and that's probably the most difficult way to do it, because calligraphy typically uses nibs and pens that are designed to make these shapes. So I'm really impressed, and you make it look so easy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it looks really good too. And the highlighting with the other colors makes it look really good.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. And somewhere in my storage facility of a brain, I probably could access sometime, maybe after dinner, where the history about calligraphy that I know.
So now what I did on Melissa, and I'm not sure I'm going to do it on Mickey, because if we look at the back side of underneath of my tape here, that this is kind of a greeny gold. So I'm kind of liking that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more to the box than this for right now. However, don't forget to erase your graphite lines before you varnish. But I was thinking about putting paw prints on there. But on yours, on your silhouette, when I put friends on there, I went to the right. I did the under and the right side of each letter. When I was done, I said to myself, what am I going to do to the outside edge? Because again, it was very bland, and I felt that I needed to do something to pop it, but not detract from you or the word friend. And if you have a little poem, I didn't print it off, but remember the shipping tape image transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put the shipping tape over the poem, wipe off the paper using some water in your finger, and then transfer that on there with decoupage. But I wanted to put this fancy dancy edge. So what I did was cut out a template, otherwise known as a mask, of the heart of my shape. And I put it over top of it, put the little pieces of tape underneath and taped it down. So all that was exposed now was the edge. And I put that in a big box, and I started spattering it all the way around the edge, and that's how I got that. And I even like this paper because the paper looks really cool.
And you saved that for a day when you weren't too happy with me, and you're like,
That never happens, but
okay.
But that's what that's all about. And then you get to save your top free from all of that. So isn't that cool?
Yes, I love it. I wondered how you did that without making a big old mess.
And that's how I did it.
So smart.
I want to go over to see how everyone is doing. So let's see how.
I can't wait to see what Ophelia did.
How you doing, Ophelia?
It's
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. I love all the colors.
I'm going to do the outside in red because the red is his favorite color.
That's odd. Now, what's how do you pronounce that name?
Devante.
I said, I know you didn't paint with us, but what do you think? You going to try?
Oh, I think it's great. I think they're beautiful.
And do you see how you can also do that on your treasure boxes?
Yes, I do.
Because you could do flowers or something like that, or lakes, or I don't know, just anything pretty much.
Yes.
And that would be wonderful.
And you know, when I think of silhouette, that scene behind you, just the cowboy leaning back, you know, with the hat. Yeah, I could see that.
That could be a silhouette too, yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's true. I could get a picture and do that.
Yeah, so isn't that
cool?
It'll be good. So anyways, what do you think, Missy?
Oh, well, we're done a little early. Do you have any other surprises for us? It's okay to be done early if you want. I mean,
oh, Ophelia has something to show us. Hold on, go spotlight you. There you go.
On day 2.
Oh, yes.
Put it right around the edge. It looks nice.
Yep.
Oh.
And is he gonna hang that in his room, or are you gonna?
Well, I have his initials already in wood, and then I want to take his handprints and put them on the canvas and put it in a frame next to the heart.
So what else is there to mention? We're gonna be on Bubbler. Check for our tips from the table on Bubbler at 1:30 Eastern.
1:30 Eastern. You figure out the time. No.
You want to say goodbye, Gracie, even though we're early?
Yes. Goodbye, Gracie. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and everybody, for coming, whether you're watching this on a replay or you're live with us here on Bubbler Media, and for being here with us on Paint with Heart and our special Friendship Edition, and also in memory of our beloved Mickey. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your friendship, Cindy. Thank you for having me. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time on Paint with Heart.
Thank you, Melissa. So, yes. And as I said, it doesn't have to be your best bestie. It can be your best pet, or it could be scenery, flowers, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be always painted in the positive. You can paint it in the negative, in this case, the silhouette, and put color and splash some color in your life around it. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for people who are watching on the replay. We look forward to seeing you in the Zoom room sometime. Don't be a stranger. And until next time, remember to always
Paint
with
with
heart.
heart.
Thank you, everyone. And then pick it up on the left side. Sorry, that's the right side, isn't it? One has to be mindful of the direction.
You blew it, Maestro.
Nope, I fixed it. Ha ha ha.